Hi, Merry Meet. Welcome, welcome. Now I'm going to have a reading for the sign of Leo. Dun, dun, dun. So let's see. I have, of course, cleansed the cards. Someone asked me so nicely if I can shuffle for them, so I will do so. Only reason I don't shuffle is because it saves some time, because my videos are somewhat a little long, you know. So So the reading is, of course, for Leo for the month of February 2023. And for those of you that haven't seen my last video, welcome back. I've been away for a little while. I missed you all. I hope you missed me too. I have been doing readings, but just not on YouTube, you know. So I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year and Christmas celebration. And may this year be everything you need, want, and hope for. And may you be all you can be. And do your best, Leos. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Can also be Mercury, Venus, and Mars. And Saturn. Or maybe you're just a cross watcher, or if you just landed on this video, there might be a message here for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're wondering something or just have a question about something, about the reading or something else, just comment down below. If you want a private reading, you can contact me on earthangeltarot.com and Nightwitch Tarot on Facebook. So let's see, Leo, what's in store for you for the month of February. I think I paused the video and I will come back when I have laid the cards for you. Okay? There you go. So let's see, Leo. Oh, how is the do that? I love the smell. It smells vanilla. Benzoin. It is benzoin. So let's see, Leo. What's in store for you for the month of February? So let's see. In the early past, it seems like some of you, or most of you, have starting a new career, new job. Maybe some of you have moved to a new place, or overall been financial safe. You are almost, you might have found your dream job, or you might have, you know, you can have the cake and eat it too. And this is the early past, so not more than a year. So you have starting something totally new, and something that you have been quite satisfied with. And because now in the month of February, it seems like you will be doing some sacrifices also, but maybe some of you have met a Capricorn, if you have, or Taurus or Virgo. Maybe you have gotten some new ideas or something like that, you know. Maybe sudden changes happened with this person, but now in February, or at least maybe even the last 8 days of January, you know, you see, Six of Pentacles. In the extra layer you get the Hanged Man. So maybe you, I would take this first, you know. I turned on the video again as soon as I like that. I see that you will now in February, this can be a warning for some of you not to give too much or too little. Should I say it that? It should be balanced, you know. It's talking about that February might be harmonious for you. It's a give and take situation for many of you. So I feel like maybe you finally can return and give something back to people, you know. Because this, on this journey, the Fool has learned in Six of Pentacles, you have learned to not keep all your money to yourself. You have learned to share your goods, whether that's love, thoughts, in life in general. It does not just have to do with money, you know. It can be work, love life, family, everything. And you're wearing the coins with pride, you know. Finally you can give it back. You know, it's better to give than to receive, you know. And you can have that feeling in the month of February, or from now and out to February month. It is better to give than to receive, you know. But receiving is okay too. If you have enough to spare, it's a good karma to be generous. And it's not a sign of weakness to accept help if you really need help. So remember that, receiving also. If you have to spare, it's a good karma to be generous. And it's not a sign of weakness to accept help if you really need it. This card has two meanings and can be interpreted. Oh my God! Differently, depending on your situation, of course. You can see from the picture that the witch that I just showed you has plenty in sharing with others who has less than her or him. She isn't giving clarity because she isn't giving to charity because she's a superior in some way, but rather she is getting joy from the fact that she has enough prosperity and good luck that she can afford to be generous at this time. And that goes for you now, Leo. Those who are benefiting from your gifts are not beggars, merely people who are having enough or going through a rough time or needing a helping hand. And this will be a time where you help others, Leo. The young man that can be heading off to the university, where he will learn great things so someday he can help others. The crone might have spent her younger years in service, but no longer able to work, or never have been able to work. There is no shame in accepting help if you need it, Leo, or giving help if you know someone else needs it. And a great satisfaction may be derived from helping others when you have the chance. So I feel like the month of February you will feel or from now, it's 8 days until February, and it's for the now in February month and maybe the last days of January. And the things you should consider are those around you, or are there those around you who need your assistance, monetary or otherwise? Perhaps now is the time to give back to family or community, or simply just walk the talk of your spiritual path by showing generosity and kindness to others. Are you in need of help? Because it can go both ways, as I said, Or are you in need of help, but too proud to take it? Even if there are those who are willing to give it freely to you, Leo. Remember that giving is a cycle, And if you have to take help now, in February, you can always pass it on to someone. You can always pass it on to someone else when things get better for you. And I feel like the February month is that time for you, Leo. Accepting assistance during a tough time doesn't make you any less, Leo. And it just might bring you joy. And bring joy to the person you allow to help you. Remember that, And when I see, when I see that what in this time, what you hope for is that you will have unity, celebration. You will feel like the month of February is a time for you, for something to celebrate. Maybe you have some Aquarius in your sign, so that you might have, or should I say Leo, because this can be a sun, moon, rising, and so on and so on. So if you have Leo in your chart, if you are cross-watcher and you have Leo in your chart, or if you have Leo in your chart, this can be a time, if you are, for example, are an Aquarius with a Leo moon or rising or something like that, you know, that this might be a time to celebrate, you know, birthday. Or this will be a time where you finally can celebrate something. I feel like you hope that you will not be alone in this matter of time. I feel like there will be some hopes for emotional satisfaction in some way. And this will be I see that you hope that a lot of things will happen in this period of time. That is your hope, Leo. Maybe things are going quite fast. Maybe there are a lot of things to celebrate. But remember, the King of Cups in a place of warning is warning you about not being too emotional, or maybe the opposite, not being in touch with your emotions. Maybe your emotions is in conflict with you this time. It can also be a person, it can be a water sign, you know, that is the problem in this period of time, because the King of Cups can always be a person that will bring chaos to your mind or to your life. And most likely it will be maybe even a Scorpio and Cancer, but most likely, if not Cancer, it can also be a water sign. So be careful with water sign in this period, because they can make troubles for you, Leo. It can also be that you don't feel so much creative, but since when it comes to other people and how they will deal with you in the month of February, maybe someone will feel a little bit defeated by you, you know. So let me see. When it comes to other people might see you in a way that you are still standing, you know. Maybe some other people will make you feel defeated, like you almost want to give up, because they are cheap, stubborn, and won't look at the trouble they are making for you. You may be battered and bruised, but you will survive to fight another day, Leo. Or maybe you can, or maybe you won't have to fight at all. Because that might make for a nice change of pace, you know. because you see this card, in this placement, you know, the witch on this card clearly has been having a tough time. She fought battles, you know. One of you maybe lost more. You can be pretty sure that she liked to be doing anything other than preparing for another fight. That witch is almost giving up. Or should I say, that Leo might always is almost giving up. And this can also be someone around you, you know. Because you can be pretty sure that she liked to be doing anything other than preparing for another one. But that doesn't mean that she's ready to give up. Quite the contrary. She'll keep going as long as she has to. And in the end, nothing can break her spirit. Which doesn't mean she couldn't use a break, you know. And maybe a nice picnic lunch or something. Maybe tomorrow. Because the things you should consider is like, life is full of battles, large and small. The trick is to choose which one you are going to fight. Are you using precious energy on issues too small to really matter? Do you seem to end up fighting the same battle over and over and over again? There is no dishonor in walking away from a fight if it isn't worth the effort, you know. But if you're fighting for something important, don't give up, Leo. You are tougher than you think. And I feel like there is hope for you, Leo. Because that is the exact same card that came for Aries, actually. So maybe some of you have Leo and Aries, so your Leos have Aries in your chart. Because your advice is, there is hope, you know. And how can I put this? The warning that the King of Cups gives to you, because he is screaming, I rule my emotions, they don't rule me. But in a placement with trouble, you know, it is good to be in control. But be careful not to separate yourself too much from others. Because if the King of Cups represents someone else in your reading than you, he probably stands for someone who is a figure of power in your life, but who keeps a little bit of emotional distance. No matter what the relationship is to you, Leo, he may be supportive, even loving, but also a little wary of getting involved, you know. He is wise and experienced, after all, and knows that love can be complicated. If the king represents you, Leo, this might be a good time to take back, or should I say, this is a good time to take a closer look at your emotions and interaction with others? Are you willing to help out as long as you don't have to get too close? If you're holding your heart a little too safe, perhaps it's time to leave, you know? Perhaps it's time to leave the Iceland and come join the rest of the world, you know? And the advice that you are getting is to remember that we are the light of the stars. The cosmos is also within us. We are made of star stuff, you know? Remember that Carl Sagan wrote that? You know, the witch on that card has flowing silver hair and silver gown and stands under a dark sky filled with stars. She wears a circlet made of glowing stars, which also cover her dress. One hand is raised towards the sky with her palm open, and light flows down from the sky into her palm like the northern lights. The other hand points to the ground, palm down, and the same multicolored light flows out into a pool of water, you know, by her feet. The water is blue but turn colors where the light joins in. And here is a guiding light in the dark for you, Leo. Hope, tranquility, and peace, and amid chaos, you know. She will help lead you to a place of balance that will cleanse your spirit. And if you are fortunate, perhaps she will grant you a wish. Because sometimes, you know, the star represents wish fulfillment. The stars have long been a sight that lifts our hearts. Is there anything more beautiful than the bright spot of light in the dark sky? You know, the star is one of those rare cards that has no negative interpretation and meaning. So if she shows up, should I say, in your reading, accept her gifts with gratitude and appreciation. You know, the star brings with it balance and hope, and that comes in your advice placement, Leo. She brings balance and hope, and a reminder that we all have a spark of the divine within us. As I said about Carl Sagan and what he said, we are all made of star stuff, you know. So while the star promises that we will find what we seek, it also reminds us to look within as well as without for the answers, and to let our own light shine out into the world to illuminate the path of others, you know. And look at this. Oh, I must say this. When you see the bottom card is Seven of Swords, so it seems like you, of course, Seven of Swords always warns about robbery or theft. But most of all, since that is putting, in a way, the theme of the reading, I feel like there is something that you might be avoiding. And I feel like some of you might need help that you don't want to take or don't want to do. you know, you might be at the end of an era where you maybe you are, I feel like many of you Leos are emotional, chaotic at this time in February. And I feel like things are going quite fast. You know, maybe you are hoping that things happen a little faster than they actually do for you. But when it comes to now, is the time not to rush anything. Be patient, be wise, seek wisdom, listen. You just have to accept at this time you are in the pause room, you know. Remember that this is a time where your emotions, things are a little bit chaotic, and you should do things that make you a little bit grounded, Leo. And I see that the video is almost stopping now, so I think I will continue with part 2, Leo. So I stop the video right there. Okay, see you soon.